Hey everyone, if you own a EGO lawnmower, or if you've got the trimmer, or maybe the leaf blower, you've got one of these EGO batteries and you are sitting on a gold mine of emergency power. But without this $170 inverter, all that power is stuck inside this plastic brick. This is the EGO Power Nexus Escape, and it essentially takes all the power from these batteries and turns it into a wall outlet that you can power all sorts of stuff, such as lights, small electronics, and more in case your power goes out and you're off the grid. Today, I'm going to show you 10 things that you can power with this Nexus Escape inverter, and one thing that you should never try powering with this guy up next. Hey everyone, my name is Jeff. This is the 400 watt Nexus Escape power inverter. And essentially, if we look at the front of this, it has this nifty handle. It has a 400 watt outlet on it, as well as chargers for USB-C, as well as a USB-A charger. If you put this thing on its side and then you flip this up, you now have a handle, and there's even a button on here to turn on a light. It has several different modes where it'll flash, it'll stay on different brightnesses, creating a lantern for you, which is awesome if your power goes out and you need a light. So this thing is pretty cool. If you have multiple EGO batteries, then essentially you have a limitless supply of power. You can just easily swap the batteries out on this thing. When one battery is completely depleted, you pop another one on, and then you're good to go. You have instant power from any of these outlets that are on the front. This thing also features pure sine wave, which essentially means that more sensitive electronics, such as a laptop, can also be powered by this thing. I love how lightweight and compact this is. Great for keeping in places like your car or anywhere in your house, so that if you need some sort of portable power, you've got that option with this device. Let's see what this thing can actually do. Did you know that in the event of a power outage, your internet is still going to work as long as you can power your modem and router? My modem here is taking about 20 watts of power, my router about another 25 watts of power, so, just under 50 watts of power. Both of these guys are plugged in to the EGO Nexus here, all powered by the current battery. That's allowing me to still get Wi-Fi on my phone. I want to show you guys right there, I've got Wi-Fi bars on my phone, so you've still got the capability to get some work done over the internet, or maybe just surf some social media on your phone. So we were just talking about Wi-Fi. You also can power something like a laptop computer. This Lenovo that I'm running has a 65 watt power plug that's being plugged into here. So you can definitely run something like a laptop computer. If you've also got your Wi-Fi up and running, you're still in business. Another quick tip that I want to share with you that I find very useful is I picked up one of these energy meters. These are fairly inexpensive, and I will actually leave a link down in the video description to where you can pick one of these guys up. You can plug this into any outlet. So whether this is in the EGO Nexus Escape or any wall outlet you have at home. So we're going to go ahead and plug this in, and then you can take any appliance or device that you want and plug it into this energy meter. And once you turn on your device and it starts using power, this little energy meter is going to tell you how much power it takes to power that device or that appliance. There's even a little section on the bottom here where it estimates the cost of using that particular appliance or device as well. Very handy, and it will also let you know exactly how much power that particular item is sucking up. And real quick, a big shout out to Critter Whisperer, one of our recent viewers, to find Tinker hidden in one of our recent videos. Tinker is this little hidden robot, and he briefly pops up somewhere in all the videos that are featured on this channel. If you happen to spot him popping up, take note of the timestamp. That's the amount of time into this video when he pops up, and be the first person down in the comments section to let me know that timestamp. If you're the first person, I will give you a shout out in a future video, as well as we will add your name to our Tinker Forward Hall of Fame page. So in the event of a power outage, if your air conditioning goes out and it is super hot outside, if you've got yourself something like a box fan and you've got that plugged into your EGO Nexus Escape, You can run this maybe at night while you're trying to sleep to at least give you some sort of comfort. I will tell you that the higher speed you put it on, the more power it's going to suck up. So you probably can't run it on high all night. You could probably run it on low or medium, and you're definitely going to get at least a couple of hours worth of fan. So at least you've got some cooling just to kind of relax you, make you more comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. So running this box fan on medium speed, it's taking roughly 33 and a half, 34 watts of power. So I'm just using a shop light with an LED bulb in it. It's a 6-watt bulb, so it's hardly using any power. It's being powered from this guy. Now, you could use any table lamp or any house light that you want. If you're using something equivalent to like a 10-watt or a 6-watt light bulb, you could run that light literally for days from this one battery because it's using such little power. You can also power patio string lights. So if you're in an RV camper, if you're at a campground or something and you wanted to use this unit remotely, this 20 feet of string lights here is taking up roughly 20 watts of power. So I can run these for several hours on just one battery. These string lights are using roughly 20 watts of power. And something a little more practical. So this is a 32-inch TV. It's taking about 75 watts of power using this 6 amp hour battery. I'm going to get in between 3 to 4 hours of usage. So if you want to watch the end of maybe a football game, if you want to watch a movie, you've still got that capability as well. All right, so I have hooked up our full-size refrigerator that's in our kitchen, and the compressor has just kicked in. So it's pulling roughly about 130, 140 watts of power. Now you don't have to keep this thing hooked up the entire time your power is out. You can periodically just use it so that it'll cool everything down or keep everything cool in your refrigerator. I will say our refrigerator, we just bought it within the last couple of years. It is an Energy Star appliance, so it might be using less power than an older refrigerator. You definitely would have to check your appliances as well. But just having this capability to me is a game changer to have such a small little portable unit still being able to keep your food from spoiling. So if you have to watch television or something, you would get roughly about an hour to an hour and a half's worth of time powering a 75-inch television like the one we have here. This is using a 6 amp hour battery. This thing's pulling right about 175 watts of power. So not quite enough time for a movie, but you could definitely catch a half-hour television show or two if you want to watch something like that on a screen this size. And my kids will be rejoicing that they will still be able to play their Nintendo Switch video games. Nintendo Switch in the dock takes roughly about 18 watts of power. You can charge this thing up several times using a 6 amp hour battery. And you're going to get roughly around 20 hours of play time from the Nintendo Switch just from this one battery. So my kids will be very glad that even in a blackout, they won't miss a single minute to video game. So one of my worst fears is the power going out and our sump pump crock that's in our basement filling up, overflowing, and flooding our basement. I have this thing hooked up to the Nexus Escape here, and we're going to simulate this thing running and see what we take as far as wattage here. So with this thing running, it's right around 290, 300 watts of power, and this is fully draining my crock. And what's great about this is at least I've got a backup solution using this thing. Now granted, 300 watts is going to suck the power out of this battery pretty quick. So if you have something that constantly needs to run, this may not be the best solution, but if every so often you just need to drain your crock as a backup solution, I think this thing is great. Now granted, mine's a 3rd horsepower sump pump. If yours is different or if you've got different needs, you'd want to test this thing out ahead of time, but I like having a backup power solution that's portable like this. So in the event your power goes out, you still need to get some work done, maybe in your garage with a Dremel or a rotary tool. You can go ahead and turn this guy on. You can do some quick cutting or polishing. This guy's only going to use about 30 watts, so you'll still be able to use this for quite a bit. You can still get work done even with the power out. You can charge up all your small electronics, so everything from phones, watches, say Bluetooth headphones, or even a Bluetooth speaker. You can keep all of your electronics charged so that you can stay connected, still listen to music, and still monitor your health stats with your smart tracker, all by using this battery power. So the cool thing is, if you're somebody like myself that has accumulated a ton of these EGO batteries because I have all the different EGO tools, you might as well put that power to use for something like this. The more of these batteries you have, the more runtime you're going to have in an emergency for all these different appliances, small electronics, everything that I've been showing you in this video. So here's where people get confused. They see a plug and they think, oh, it's a generator. Let's try a coffee maker. Let's see here. If we go ahead and make ourselves a steaming cup of coffee, it's gonna start to do its thing. It's gonna start to heat up. But over here now we're gonna see it's not gonna work. So something like this coffee maker is gonna suck about 1,500 watts of power. This guy caps out at 400. Anything that creates heat, so coffee makers, space heaters, toasters, hair dryers, this device is only going to handle up to 400. They are not going to work with something like this. You probably didn't realize that these things suck so much power, but they do. So unfortunately, it's physically impossible to power something like this with something as small as this. One final warning I want to give you about this inverter. When you're done using a battery and you don't have anything plugged into this, make sure you unclip it. Take the battery off of this thing because this thing has what's called phantom drain. And even if you don't have anything plugged into this, even if you don't have this thing turned on, it's still going to continue to slowly trickle all the power out of this battery. That's power that you might want to use at a later point. And unfortunately, if you just leave this thing sitting on the actual inverter, it's going to slowly drain your battery. So there are different size EGO batteries. This one is a 5 amp hour battery. This one's a 6 amp hour battery. This one's a little bit beefier. I've even got some 7.5 amp hour batteries. The bigger the battery, the more runtime you're going to get out of whatever you're plugging into your inverter. If you're interested, I've done another video that talks all about how to get more out of using your EGO batteries. If you haven't checked that video out yet, it is definitely something I would recommend you check out. That'll be popping up here, or it'll be linked down in the video description. What are you going to power with your EGO Nexus Escape? Let me know down in the comments section below. So for $170, in my opinion, this is the best insurance policy that you can buy. You've already got the emergency backup power. Why not put it to use with the inverter? If you're interested in picking this guy up, I'm going to leave links down in the video description where you can find more information. If you got some value out of watching this video, take a second, smash that like button. I do weekly videos just like this with tech, do-it-yourself projects, and home improvement every single week. So if you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, you'll never miss any of my future videos. Speaking of videos, if you like the EGO products, I've done reviews on all sorts of cool EGO stuff. They're chainsaws, snow blowers, leaf blowers, all that stuff. There'll be an EGO playlist popping up at the end of this video that you should definitely check out. My name is Jeff. I do appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to make every day awesome, and I will see you in the next video.